I need to make sure this is recording. All right, it's recording. Hi guys, I'm Karen Gray. It's another week for the Educators Roundtable, episode 2. So we are happy and excited you've joined us. If you're watching from live, what's up? I'm Karen Gray. Go ahead and introduce yourself. I'm going to pass it over to Toya.
Hi guys, how's it going? I'm Toya. Passing it on over.
Who's that? Andrea, introduce yourself.
Hey guys, this is Andrea back at the Educators Roundtable. Super excited to be joining you live from Birmingham, Alabama. Roll Tide.
Yeah.
And I'm pitching it over to Danielle.
Hey friends, it's Danielle. I'm so excited to be here. I've worked with all kinds of different grade levels and juvenile offenders, and I'm so excited for Educators Roundtable.
Yeah.
Let's get started.
All right, and Dr. Jones.
I'm Dr. Harrison Jones IV. I am a speaker and I'm a professor at Grambling State University. I'm education professor in the Department of Curriculum and Instruction. What's up? Let's do this. All right.
Yeah.
All right,
That's what I'm
so
talking
every
about.
week we've kind of got a collective of educators. We're going to soon be asking and inviting other people on because we really want to share in this experience, get to know people, and kind of grow in this whole process called life, and kind of share our experience. So with that being said, we have our very first little game. You ready for that?
Yes.
It's called This or That. This or That, okay? So are y'all ready? Is the team ready?
Yes.
Ready.
Okay,
We're ready.
let's go ahead and play. So what will happen, guys, if you're watching or you're listening in, is I'm just going to give kind of two things. We're going to discuss them. You have to really pick, is it this or that? So no in between. What you got? All right. So the first one, we'll start kind of, what's worse, laundry or dishes?
Dishes.
What? Hey.
Dishes.
Ready? Show your
I'm
response.
ready. What?
Show
Ready
your
to hold something up and tell you?
supposed to. No, Andrea, you were supposed to see like this. Dishes.
Oh.
See,
Oh,
I'm
it is.
It's
Dishes.
Educators Roundtable, so I am showing the example. That was the example.
Oh.
All right, so let's
gotcha.
try again. All right, you see how I did that? We're educators, and we just roll with the punches, right?
We do.
All right,
You're right. We
so-
got things pushing our feet.
So with COVID-19, this is kind of important. We'll start. Toilet paper, over or under? Write your answer down. All right, and show your response. Oh my
I
God,
got y'all
Danielle.
thinking looking backwards. Mine's looking backwards.
Under.
I'm the only one who did under? Am I the only one who did
Over.
Yeah.
Over. Harrison, what do you have, Dr. Jones?
under? You know,
Under.
you pulling it like this,
Under,
right?
okay.
Like this, right?
So
make
we
sure
got
you're right,
2,
right?
3. Yeah.
So, are we saying that we need toilet paper, or is it over that toilet paper is important, or that's under that toilet paper is not important?
No, how should you put it on the roll, Dr. Harris?
I don't
Under
think
the
toilet paper is as important. Everybody should have a good day by
And
now.
that's the kid in the classroom who had his head down and wasn't following directions.
Absolutely. And making sure your expectations are clear. How about
Yeah.
that? Because that student missed
That's
it.
not toilet
True,
paper, so I'm trying to figure out.
All right. So next one. The next one. Let's do you prefer truth or dare? Who are you? When we used to play this game back in the day, are you the truth or the dare? Which one?
There. Oh, I have to write it.
Hold up your answer, sir.
Yeah.
Let me get a pen. Hold on.
Oh my God.
OMG.
Real
And this is
prepared.
why I do agendas.
All right.
Dr. Harris.
So what do you have, Danielle?
Truth.
Truth?
I was always scared. to do the dare.
She was scared to do the dare.
Who does truth? I mean, that's kind of.
Too
Listen,
nervous. I felt the pressure from everybody wanting to fit in, so I'm like, I'll do the dare.
Exactly.
Crazy.
You
Yeah.
have to
do
do
the
the
truth,
dare. What's the
because
point of playing the
I don't
game?
have nothing to hide.
It's
I don't
like,
have
Ooh.
nothing to hide.
I see you. I see you. All right,
Exactly.
guys. Let's do this one. Familiar or exotic?
Oh.
All right, and are we all ready? Let's show answers. What you got? Danielle, what you got?
Why is my stuff backwards for? Am I doing it wrong? Are y'all
It
reading
just looked
backwards?
that way. It's probably not backwards.
they're probably viewing this from a camera, front camera. And
Yeah.
everyone else is in the
Yeah,
back.
good. Danielle, what you got?
I said exotic.
Exotic.
Yeah, we
I'll
had
say
a
that.
unanimous answer.
Why did y'all
Because
share
look at
that?
all of us.
Because we already know familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I chose exotic because it's different. Like, you don't know what you're gonna get. If you choose familiar, you already know what you're gonna get. And what's the excitement in that, right?
Right. And I'm just gonna say hashtag Tiger King. Mic drop, pin drop. Okay.
You know what?
So exotic. Okay. As different
That
as
goes directly with what you should be doing in the classroom as a teacher. Stop doing what's familiar and do what's exotic. That's what people
Absolutely.
yeah.
want.
There
The
you
same
go.
stuff.
There we
Don't
go.
be lame.
Everybody remembers that story off Netflix because that guy was out of this world crazy. Out of this world. But, well, to us it's crazy, but to him, it was his norm.
Exactly.
Yep. All right, and last one for today. We're going to say spontaneous or planned. Which one are you? Or which you prefer?
I think it depends on what we're talking about, but I'll just go out on a limb.
Maybe. Listen, here's the dealio. Like, I'm moving paper, man. Okay? Paper.
Ready?
We already know you're a planned person, Karen. Know me. I got
Right?
and
Y'all are
put
right.
stuff all over the place. I was looking for my passcode earlier. I was like, where? My girl got crumbled
I'll send you a template. I have a template for that too.
stuff.
Keep all your passwords. Yes, so this has been a very first fun this or that. We're learning in the process. So if you're watching, I hope you're getting to kind of know more of us as we're laughing and getting to know each other and know everything. So our first topic is today. Our first topic today is, I don't know if people can see that.
I got some music
How
playing.
to change
Somebody needs to mute theirs.
the world. How to change the world.
What is it?
How to change the world.
Oh, beautiful.
So that's the first topic for today. So who'd like to begin?
Oh man.
Well, you know what? I'd like to jump in. I just want to jump right in on that one. You know, and I just keep talking about, Karen already knows what I'm going to reference. The book. You know what? How do you change the world? You start by changing yourself. Like, again, I think a lot of people are so busy pointing a finger at what everybody else can do to change and what everybody else can do to create the experience and the life that they want, when what they don't realize is a lot of what they want starts right there within themselves. So how do you change the world? You start with you.
Yes, baby.
Absolutely.
You know what? I think everybody's kind of going through this big reveal right now. I think what we're starting to discover is like what's important, right? With what's important with yourself. Like, what do you really truly value? And I think what needs to happen with people is they need to reconnect with what they truly value in this world. And that will help people change the world, because we're so judgmental. We're so division. We're so divided. We're so like we're better than each other. We're so just trying to outdo each other every single day that we're forgetting that we should love one another. And I think one thing that we should remember is that we're all in here together. And if we choose to love one another instead of choosing the hatred or division, or I'm better than this or I'm better than that, and we choose that definitely will change the world. But the only way we're going to do that is if we destroy
that social contract that we have in our mind that we're going to be better than everyone else when we're all the same. So I think, you know, that's collaborative. That's an effort that we should all do together, you know. Like, it's got to take everybody, you know. Looking at where we are right now, we're on a Zoom call with 6 people, you know, and it's but we can't even leave the house. So everybody,
So they say.
yeah.
Well,
Can we leave the
there's a
house?
will, there's a
I don't
way.
know. So
Well, there's a will, there's a way. And that's the reason why we've all made a way. That's the reason why Zoom. Somebody's always inventing or doing something. Somebody's
Absolutely.
always, but it's only whenever somebody's in a bind or a pinch or they're in a situation that they decide to then just move something forward.
Yeah.
right.
You see what I'm
Well, I
saying?
had-
Yeah.
Until it impedes you.
all right.
And that's why now people are
Have to
saying that
come
this
down
virus
to
or whatever brought everybody together.
Right.
I don't know if it really brought everybody together. I think it brought people more together, but then we still have these divided groups. Nobody, so how I think that the world changes, I don't know, maybe we need to all be colorblind. Because we do this, are colorblind and like have some like rose colored glasses on because somebody's saying, oh, look at her this, or look at him this, or look what they got this, or I don't know. And I know that's in a utopian type society. And I know that that just wouldn't work. Like, a lot of people say no. Or exactly. See, then I'm thinking about, then people want to say it's more like socialism. And that's not where I'm headed with that. It's just like, we have to somehow see something to make us all just think that, hey, you're Karen, you're Andrea, you're Danielle, you're Harrison, and I just love y'all all the same. I don't care if you go do this over there. That's what you choose to do to make you happy. That doesn't mean that if I want an apartment, I have a little apartment. That doesn't make me less than or little, you know.
Right.
Other people like to use that, and then we just start a strip, and then it just keeps on pulling at this little bitty thread or a pebble in the lake. Just
the ripples. Yeah.
Yeah. So I get
No
what
ripples.
Harrison is saying.
Yeah.
But you know, Latoya, if you don't mind me jumping in, you said something a moment ago that I think is so profound. You said a lot of times I'm going to sum up what you said. You said a lot of times we create out of desperation, meaning because we have a need, now all of a sudden we have this ability to be innovative and creative and come up with a will and a way. Otherwise, if it doesn't affect us, it's like, it doesn't matter, right? However, I like that, but I want to also piggyback off what you said about the fact that, about us being colorblind. You know, T.D. Jakes, and I'm always referring to T.D. Jakes. T.D. Jakes said God did not create us to be colorblind. I think we need to embrace the latter part of what you said. We shouldn't have to be blinded to the difference in others or the differences in others in order to cope and coexist. We shouldn't have to be blind to that because that's not natural. As a matter of fact, that's more of a deficiency and a handicap to be blind. I wouldn't speak blindness on anybody. I want you to see it, but I want you to be okay with the fact that you see it. You know what I'm saying? Be okay with the fact that we're all different. So embrace, like what you said at the end, embrace the fact that you're Karen doing your thing, I'm Andrea doing my thing, you're Toya doing, embrace that rather than making that an issue.
Yes,
oh, I agree with that.
With the thought process, though, if you think about it, we have to stop always assuming the negative with people, with any situations. And if we start with our thinking process and not always going straight, it's easier to go to the negative. It's very hard. We have to start having a growth mindset.
Yeah.
We have to, and we have to help other people get that growth mindset too, so that they can start changing their thoughts that they have.
Yeah.
You know, and these thoughts come from our parents and the way that they raised us. And it is okay at some time in your life that you say, the way that my parents raised me, that was great. That was they did the best that they could. But this is the way I want to live my life. This is the way I want to be. And so then we have to come to that and be able to say that just because I don't talk to you every day doesn't mean that I love you less.
Right.
You know, so we have to make sure that our thoughts, I always make sure you keep somebody around you who will help you check your irrational thinking.
Ooh, that's deep.
That is, I like that. Check your irrational thinking.
Good thing we're recording this. I want to play that back.
Ooh, that reminds me of that song. Check your stuff before you wreck yourself.
I'm surprised somebody didn't say this. I'll just go back to this. Nelson Mandela, I think he said it best, education is the most powerful tool we can use to change the world. And I like to change that to, most powerful weapon. We got to weaponize education now. We got to force people to learn and become better learners and love learning and to live and love learning. I mean, I think one of the reasons that we have much of the division that we have in the United States or in the world is because of the lack of education. Look, we got
Right.
people walking around here thinking that it's safe to walk around in the streets, and there's a virus just ready to take you out any moment. And this is people that are governors and presidents, and not that they're not, they're not custodians. They're sitting up there running the world, and they're telling you walking around and with masks and touching people and doing all these things. I mean, I'm not trying to be political, but Mike Pence and Donald Trump walking around in the clinic today was like, well, Mike Pence in the clinic was like, whoa, how do you, but a lot of things that he believes in keeps him blinded from actually seeing the effect that it would have on other people, because he's a devout Christian. And I'm sure he believes that, God is going to keep him from catching this and doing that, catching the coronavirus. But,
Yeah.
that's kind of blocking him from, like, he's spreading it, even though he doesn't know it, you know what I mean? So the education, I think, is the number one thing that we got to do. We got to make it. We have to force people to learn. And I don't know how we can do that, but we have to go where they are. We have to go where they are. We don't go to where we go. We stay away from that. We talk to people about, okay, well, our kids are always on TikTok and Fortnite and blah, blah, blah. They're like, well, why aren't we trying to teach them on TikTok? And why aren't we trying to teach them on Fortnite? What are they learning on TikTok? What are they learning on Fortnite? What are they learning?
Yeah.
We got to just repackage what we're giving to our kids so that they can learn a lot better. If we're continuously saying, well, the only way you can learn is with the book and reading and getting in a classroom in front of a teacher and all that stuff, that's crazy.
Right, that is crazy.
I mean,
You already know how hard it was to teach Common Core math. I'm gonna need you to get your life, Dr. Harrison. you think these parents, they're like, listen, you gonna learn the old way? 1 + 1 is 2, not this Common Core. Take it and build it. You see how hard it was to teach them a new method with Common Core?
But a lot of teachers were kind of resistant, and a lot of parents too, to virtual learning. Look at me now. Look at us now. I mean, like,
right.
We're doing it, and
Yep.
that's something so great about educators and education is when we are tasked with a job, even if we've had no prior experience, you give us something, we gonna build from whatever we can and make it work.
Yeah.
That is the beauty of the spirit of educators and people who are involved in education, because you're sitting there and it's this COVID crisis, and I just posted that, is allowing us to redesign and reimagine the schools and how we want them to serve students.
Wow.
That's the amazing part, that, nothing will be normal. So here is our chance for leaders everywhere to behold the opportunity to say, how can, if I had a school where all students could succeed, where everyone who walks in feels valued, inclusive society, you know what I mean? That we're competent kids to go out into the world. We have to start with understanding who they are culturally, socioeconomic, all of those things. But how awesome to go back with that, like almost like this blank slate of this new normal. It's like you're being hired for a new position, and nobody's ever had that position before. You design it and kind of, it's not, nobody's going to say you're doing anything wrong unless you're not doing anything at all.
Right.
Right.
That's true.
It's almost it's almost the way that we look at the world, the way we look at a right or wrong situation. We got to stop doing that. I mean, this has to be creative. I've seen teachers that will be like, man, it's great, I can still Zoom, but then they're like, man, it sucks because they're getting Zoom bombed and kids are acting up, or they're doing funny tricks while they're
and they can't do anything about it.
All this stuff, acting crazy. I'm like, well, what do you want to do? Kick them out of the Zoom? You gotta keep on. And that just tells
kick them out. You know that TikTok part? Kick them out.
How many times you try to kick kids out because they act up in your classroom? They doing the same thing they do in your classroom on the Zoom, and y'all want to Zoom, y'all want to cut them off. Just move on. That's what you should do in the real classroom. Just mute them, move on. I don't know.
Right.
Like, people don't really think like that, but that's the way.
Well, not to let those stressors get to you. It's like, how can you figure out a way to still connect with the student? And we have to find creative ways now, even in virtual learning. I know Danielle had logged on with her kiddos the other day, and having, I mean, not just students processing this pandemic, it's the adults as well. Educators and stuff, everybody's adapting to the new normal. And we have to think about, if we aren't coping well with this, imagine a child who isn't understanding some of these things. So we have to start granting grace.
Yeah.
And getting to know really who we're serving. Because it's going to look different. Everybody's affected
Right.
by COVID. Nobody is immune. So every kid and adult walking back into a school will be impacted in some way, shape, or form. So we have to
you never know if they have somebody who lost somebody from it.
Exactly.
You don't know either.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You don't know if somebody lost somebody. You don't know what the situation is going to be.
Absolutely.
Right. Well, it's interesting. It's interesting that y'all would say that, because we were riding along the other day, and I turned on that song. Once I was 7 years old. I turned that on. Next thing I know, I look in the rearview mirror, and my 7-year-old TJ is back there crying and trying to sing the song with a mouth and heart and eyes full of tears. And I'm like, what is wrong? What happened, buddy? What happened? And he goes, I'm just ready for the coronavirus to go away so I can go back to school and be with my friends. And I was like, oh, and I think it hit me at that moment, like what you just said. Here I'm going about this whole pandemic in my own way, dealing with my own stressors, totally forgetting, like you just said, that these kids are impacted as well. And it didn't hit me until I saw the tears rolling down his face, and he's trying to get through the song, Once I Was 7 years old. And he's 7. And I guess he's thinking about his 7-year-old life right now and how it's nothing like what he thought it was going to be, starting with the fact he can't even see his friends at school anymore. He's like, I just wanted to all in. It was like, that's when it became a reality for me, that everybody's dealing with it differently, like y'all just said.
Absolutely. I cry on that song every time I hear it too.
I cry too, because I don't like that song.
Right?
I like turn the channel. I hate that song. That's all they played in Germany. That's all they played in Germany.
20 years from now, that's what imagine our kids up, and they'll be thinking, man, what do we do? It will be easy for them. They'll be like, boom, 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 we got this.
That's true.
They're gonna be able to handle it like easily. They're gonna know all the mistakes, and we're looking at it now like, oh, it's crazy, blah, blah, blah. But 20 years from now, it's gonna be like, they're gonna be the ones kind of running the show. They'll be like, oh, what are we gonna do? I mean, something that's gonna be intense for us. It's making them become problem solvers. We have to look at it.
That's true, Harrison. Wow.
Become problem solvers now.
They're
not. I know if I was a kid right now, if I was 8 years old, and I was thinking, man, what do I want my future to be like? I would be looking at this like, man, like this is not what I want it to be like. Let's figure out the biggest solution to make sure this doesn't happen, to where I don't have to sit at the house for 4 months and I can't go do what I want to do. I guarantee you, right now are thinking that way right now.
That's what I was going to say. I'm thinking that we might be developing some kind of doctors or something. Somebody who wants to be like, I need to make a change. I need to go to school for this next time as soon as we sign up for school. I need to be doing this, so we won't.
I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
Anybody that's been on this call, like whenever you are you restricted, you can't do something, or you feel like you can't, you're in a hole, that's when you're like, all right, I'm gonna do everything I can do to get out of this hole. And that's what Karen was talking about. You were talking about earlier. You can only make change when you're in the desperate position.
Yeah,
I know.
The lowest point when you kind of hit a rock bottom. But you know, this is rock bottom. This is just the beginning.
Well, when I was sitting in the bathroom, I said to myself, so I never thought that I would be going through something like this. Like, cause I'm right in the middle cuss area. Like, I didn't go through, the civil rights movement. You know what I'm saying? I haven't gone through no war besides the Iraqi war, whenever they did the September 11th thing, but that was only in one kind of state, even though it affected us all. It was in one state, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is like all over.
It's everywhere.
I was like, man, I feel like one of those old-timey women that I'm living through this little pandemic situation. How? I don't know. I think to myself all the time that way, you know what I'm saying?
It's important now. Just keep people focused on this as an opportunity. If otherwise, we'll be sitting around and we'll be saying, man, this is like bad. I can't go nowhere. I can't eat at Papa Do's. I can't go to Pleasant. That's pretty much me, you know. But if we can't do that, then they're mad. But I'm saying this is an opportunity for everybody. Everyone should just look at this. I said, whenever something comes up now, whenever something comes up with education or anything, I say, try it out, 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 try it out. Fail, let it fail. What is failure gonna cost you now? What is a
That's what
failure
I
gonna
said. I
It's
did that
gonna
same
cost you?
thing.
Yeah, it's
I
not
said,
gonna
not
cost you.
everybody in the same boat with me. I'm a stay-at-home mom. Not everybody got stay-at-home. Now let's all figure out what we're gonna do.
Will Smith is sitting at the crib right now, just like me, not doing nothing. I'm not saying like that's Will Smith. I mean, he's on the same page right now. He can't go to the south of France on his vacation yacht. He got to stay at the crib just like me. So I mean, we got to think about it right now. Everybody's on the level playing field. That's why they want to open schools. I'm not gonna get into a big thing. You know, people have to believe.
You got a conspiracy theory. We can talk about that another time, Harrison.
Yeah, this ain't the topic right now.
No.
But,
So
yeah, I
wrapping
can-
up this topic, guys, on how to change the world, we're all going to agree that it's kind of starting with yourself. In order to change the world, you first must start with self.
With you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Make the
And
world
once you start with
a better place.
self, it'll radiate out. And that's how you change the world, people. All right. So we have our second topic for tonight. And here it is.
I suggest
Educators Roundtable. Here we go. Can you see that? There we go. All these topics in here. So, random topic for tonight is, it says, okay, here's a quote, guys. I'll summarize it, but it says, this was from Michelle Obama in her book, Becoming.
Ooh.
She had said, being president doesn't change who you are, it reveals who you are. However, we will change that to say being a leader doesn't change who you are, because leadership comes with different titles. Your educators and teachers are even leaders within their classroom with their students. So being a leader doesn't change who you are, it reveals who you are. So I'd like to start there.
so. I was
Go
like,
ahead.
this is intense, because if you really think about what it means when you're put in a position of leadership, it's a eye on the sky. It's a pie in the sky for a lot of people. A lot of people look to be those leaders. Want to be the presidents, want to be the CEOs. They want to be the boss. They want to get in that position, but they don't understand. They have to get there. When they get there, they don't understand that the whole time they're trying to get there, they have to be there in order to get there. They have to be the boss. They have to be the CEO. They have to be all those things in order to get there. Barack Obama was president of the United States when he made that 2004 speech at the Democratic National Convention, telling the people that we should not be going to the war in Iraq. That's when he was the one. That's when he became presidential. And so when I look at how people talk about, well, it breaks you or it changes who you are, you have to think, who are you as a person? Because if you're not around and you're not solid with who you are as a person and your values or your vision or your purpose for what you're doing, because what you're going to do is you're going to walk into a team and an organization and they already have their vision. They already have their desire. They already have the way that they did that. They already have their traditions. But you have to be grounded in who you are and what you see. Because if you go into a place and you're like, man, like, I'll give me an example. You go to school and you say, well, we're going to make all the kids.
Hey, pause 1 second, Harrison. You're like this. No, I agree. I understand what you're saying, because it was like basically what I was going to say, because I was going to say I really kind of really didn't have anything to say about the whole leader reveals who you are. It more or less to say that somebody that shouldn't be in that role, and then they show you who they are. Like, it's like they just do that whole schmoozing until they get to the top. Once they made it to the top, they just make it just rain and I don't know. This was horrible. They become a horrid person. And
Yeah.
that's because they're like, who gonna check me, boo? Well, that right there is from the Real Housewives quote. Who gonna check me, boo?
Yeah.
Sheree, that was her name. But you know what I'm saying? Like, once you get to I just would have a real problem with somebody who's not an absolutely good. I know that there's issues and people, you know, can fail, or, you know, leaders always fail. There's just no way around it. You fail somehow because you're going to fail somebody or some group or some person or something.
True.
You're going to fail.
Yep.
It is what it is, because you can't make everybody happy as a leader. And that's what people are, and then that's when the stress comes in. And I feel that when that stressor, like some of you guys have mentioned, that's where the telltale sign comes in. How you handle that underlying stress whenever you're pulled in all these different directions to be that leader. And some people should realize that sometimes when you know that you can't do it, you kind of just need to step down or step back or ask for help. Some people don't know how to do that. And that's what some people some people don't know how to be good leaders. And good leaders is following back on the people that you put as your team. And your team should help to build you up. You should be able to go to them and talk to them. That's the reason why presidents have advisors. You know what I'm saying? There is their cabinet of people that they go to and they talk to. They're not just doing it by themselves. There's checks and balances of everything. So, and like I was telling What's Up the other day, crap rolls downhill. So it's like if the leader's mad, those people behind, and then those people, so it starts there like principals. If the principal is not a very good principal, and he's over there not doing the right thing for his teachers, and he's over there enacting all these crazy rules and implementing all these different things, that the teachers are like, oh my gosh, you're overwhelming us. You got this PD, I got this, and you're doing this, and you're saying I'm not doing this enough, or I'm not meeting this. And he's just like, rah, rah, rah. Then who's going to get that runt of it? The kids.
The students.
The kids. The kids get it. And that's why you have to, you know, because then when you're the leader, the sub-leader of your classroom, you got to step back and say, listen, they don't deserve this. Because we have parents on here. Well, Harrison and Danielle aren't. But as parents, you guys know what we do. We get mad. We're mad about our work day. We come home, we're like, raw! With our kids. And they're like, what
I thought it was just me.
Everybody in the past receives it. So it's kind of like that. And that's where leaders got to realize they got to take the stance and do the right thing.
And I think if you guys remember, don't quote me exact, but there was some quote about look at society and the people who can give the least, look how they are treated. That tells you a lot about the leadership within that, wherever it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what are they doing for the person who can't give back anything? You know,
anything.
So that to me reveals the ultimate, you know, leadership. Do you care about the people who are here, who aren't getting it, who aren't just familiar to you, who aren't just compliant, who aren't just, you know, who don't say anything but are silently suffering?
Yeah. Those are the, I didn't like that. Somebody told me about that, a situation about a, you know, one of the, you know, a quiet, very, very quiet kid, you know, and was said, oh, that's just the best kid right there. That kid's quiet. I'm like, but do you really know what that kid, you may say that because that kid's making your life easier.
Probably say the same thing. I learned, the first thing I learned.
Go ahead. Oh, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. The quiet kid in the classroom may be going through some, you know what I'm saying, something inside, something internal. And that's where they just quickly to be like, dismiss that kid. Like, I ain't got to worry about that kid. That kid right there is doing just fine. Well, quite frankly, that kid's not doing fine.
Right.
I feel like that was
Well, one thing, you know,
I know you probably had something good to say.
Harrison, we can't understand what you're saying.
Yeah, you're frozen.
And it's not a good look either.
Frozen.
Savage.
Oh my God.
He's probably got his TikTok open.
I know, right?
I'm like, come on, boy, give me something.
Y'all so funny.
Adrian, I know you know how to do that.
Girl, I'm so TikTok illiterate. Don't even expose me on that.
Listen, I got this kid in this house, and that's all she do is tickety talk. I said, Grace, if I see TikTok one more time, just one more time, give me a break from the TikTok. You got the baby excited about Savage.
Good now?
Yeah, you're good now.
Okay. Now, what were you saying?
I was saying that Okay, I was saying that like y'all were talking about with the kids that I can't. What were you saying? Like, give me a because we were talking about how
that we don't talk to the quiet kids, right?
Yeah.
The quiet kid is the main one you should be talking to. Because
Exactly.
like they always show picture of Obama where he's greeting the custodian in the White House, right?
Harrison,
Is it
they cut you
man?
off. AT&T said Spectrum said your internet will not be on today. Spectrum said you've done too much Fortnite, so you will not pass go. You will not get 5G. Did you take off your 5G? Because I know you're a conspiracy theorist. You should have started that. That's what he gets to start.
Wow, guys. It has been a wonderful week, and I guess that is
Yes.
the universe saying, that's a wrap.
Right.
So we're all out. Let's Zoom.
Zoom.
Zoom. Everybody, let's Zoom.
Zoom. All right, until next week, guys. That was great. I love it.
Guys, find us on Facebook Live. If you've tuned in, Kaylani, Harrison, Tiffany, Whitney, Monica, Wendy. I'm like all on the screen, guys. Nicola, Sonia, Kim, David, Eugene, Donald, Christensen, Lindsay, Navarre Thompson, Lindy Jones, Dr. Jones, and Andrew was tuned in too. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. We'll post the footage on Facebook. We'll post a video on MK results, and we'll do LinkedIn, all that good stuff. We hope you tune in next week, Facebook Live, 7:30 on a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Harrison?
bye.
Say peace out. He's a quiet kid. I'll check on him later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.